Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Fire. Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast friendly to the first-time viewer and the rewatcher alike. Today, we are discussing The Return, Part 16, originally airing on August 27th, 2017, written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, directed by David Lynch. I am the rewatcher, Colton Robertson, and I'm joined by the first-time viewer, Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up? It is always a pleasure to be here.
It is always a pleasure to have you, and it is an utmost pleasure today because I believe we have a new all-time GOAT to this point. This might genuinely be, even including the next couple, without jumping into anything, of course, since this is for the first-time viewer as well as the rewatcher, this might be my favorite episode of the show, period. It's that good. It is that good. So again, just breaking it down for everybody. I always do this. I have no idea why you would be here if you've never watched Twin Peaks, or if you're like, I'm watching the beginning of Twin Peaks. Why not check out The Return Part 16? You're dumb. Get out of here. Don't do that. You're making a mistake. I just want you to experience the show as it is meant to be experienced, and then you can come back, and then you can listen. No matter what, if you're tuning into this podcast, you have to have watched up to what we are talking about. Those are the rules, and including what we are talking about. So, Part 16 and earlier, all of it's fair game. Obviously, there are only two things remaining, Part 17 and 18. So, as long as you haven't seen those, that's fine. You could even have seen those and it's fine. But if you haven't seen any of it, fuck off. Do the show justice. Don't listen to us talk about it before you watch it. But yeah, man, Part 16, special. How are you feeling generally? At this junction, where are you mentally?
Yeah, we got he's back. He's fucking all back, 100%. Yeah, he even the first words out of his mouth, that was always going to be hype. That is the where most of the hype goes, but then the end gives a whole new meaning, I feel like, to the show at large. I feel like it's not even just Audrey. I feel like this is a larger thing going on. So like there's so many moving parts. There's Diane. There's a new seed being made, I guess.
I need
in
you
the
to
process.
Make another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that Diane? Was that not? Was that just another? They just happened upon another. Or is any gold ball a seed? Does he need a specific coop seed?
Are you referring to the gold ball that I'll call him Philip Gerard, Mike pulls up and shows?
Yes. Do you have the seed? Boom. And he's like, yes, I got it.
That
right
was
here, don't
Dougie.
You worry. That's Dougie. Yes. That was Dougie. That's good old Doug. But then Diane turns into Goldball. She has her.
Oh yeah, that also.
She becomes seed. And then, so is that the one that Coop was going to, the hair wasn't used there, so like, is this, there's so many different avenues I feel like to go down. Is this hair what created Dougie in the first place? Is this still a future being? Like, are we actually seeing this in real time, chronological? Like, it hasn't been created yet.
Or was Douglas, whenever Mike says someone manufactured you to Dougie, does that imply that Coop instigated that now or then? Or future or past. Okay, I see where you're at now. It took me a second to get there, but I'm with it. But we are going to do a scene by scene to give all these thoughts a means to express themselves. We're about to, it's cinema. It's fucking cinema, dude. Like it's exceedingly good. But we will begin no knock, no doorbell, as spoken by Diane Evans. Or the Tulpa.
I am the one who knocks. Not even.
Not even.
No,
I just show up.
I'm the one who
I'm
walks.
just there.
He just walks in. No, doesn't even need to open the door.
No,
bro,
he was just there. That's what it seems like. He just appeared there. But we will begin with Mr. C and Richard Horn driving down a dirt road and making their way to the coordinates that were given to the doppelganger. We get the resolution to Jerry's storyline as he sees them from afar and tries to look through binoculars, but can't seem to figure out how they work, while still knowing that they are binoculars.
Yeah. I think he's more mind blown that he's like, wait, is my vision so fucked up that something that's supposed to be magnifying my vision is going the opposite direction?
You ever been this fucked up? Like, I mean, and not like, I don't mean like confused and like, well, kind of confused, but I don't mean like genuinely you have no idea what's real and what's not, the way that Jerry seems to be right now. But have you ever been so fucked up that you kind of forget how some things work?
I feel like it would be Blackout Joe phase, and most of those memories are gone.
That's fair.
I was not
That's
there.
fair.
So like, but as far as like
it's actually funny you say that. It's actually funny you say that because, yeah, you're right. All I know is that I have felt this, but I can't exactly pinpoint when or what for. So it's exactly that scenario, which is I hadn't really considered. But yeah, I know I felt this when Jerry looks through the binoculars and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And he goes, what the fuck? You know, like I've done that, but I don't know what with. And I can't remember when. So, you know,
it could have been something as simple as a door, you know, like a push-pull door that like just was giving me hell.
Going on? Very much so. Very much so. But yeah, so Jerry watches as Richard inspects a rock, and the doppelganger insists 2 of the 3 sets of coordinates he was giving lead to that rock.
Is it? Am I going way too into this? You know, Jerry does share some blood, I guess, with Richard.
He does. He would be Richard's great uncle.
Yeah, a great uncle, a father, and a son. Yeah, it's an interest. You know, maybe like I wondered why. At first, Mr. C was just like, yeah, no, I'm too old for this shit. You walk up there. You know, you're 25 years younger than me. You go ahead. Like, I was like, why would he need to, like, just stay there, you know? But then, you know, Richard, what happens to Richard happens.
Yeah, Richard gets roasted. And that's the thing, too, is that, like, pretty confident that, I mean, obviously Mr. C knows that's going to happen. Otherwise, he would have done it himself.
Yeah.
And maybe he knows something will happen. He doesn't precisely know what. Maybe there's that, like the unsurety, but he watches as his son, which he declares officially, receives an electric shock and is disintegrated. Literally evaporates. And Jerry witnesses the whole thing, disappointed in his binoculars for showing him such a thing.
Bad binoculars. Bad
binoculars. Can't blame him. That would be bad, especially on the binoculars part. The doppelganger says, "Goodbye, my son."
Damn.
He then sends a text read, and there's this brief moment here when he's looking up where I swear to God there's a tear in his eye, and I don't know. It goes away pretty fast.
Affected. Yeah, no, he like. This is the first time Mr. C ever showed emotion for real, I feel.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if like they're trying to make a point about how he is a genuine copy of Coop. It's just evil. You know, like he just has been infected with Bob, kind of in the way that Coop still has affection for Dougie Coop still has affection for Sonny Jim and Janie E, even though they aren't his kids. You know, like there's a remnant of Dougie in him, and Dougie is him, and he is Mr. C. And like, so all the ins and outs of, you know, what's going on behind those eyes, I have very little comprehension and nothing but speculation. But he sends a text then that reads, "Smiley face, all."
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what it meant at first at all, and the fact that it like wasn't delivered either made it like even more eerie. Is what is he just waiting, you know, to drive back, and then when he gets cell connection, that's when he wants it to. I don't know, like why was it? It was just weird, and I'm like, why the smiley face? What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, we get there.
Yeah, and just smiley face. All of them, like either all of Richard disappeared, or I need you to kill all of them. I don't know. That's what all, I guess, it can mean
the
to me.
All part, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still a little clueless on that.
All. Oh, all the coordinates, maybe? Like, give me all, because like she did text him coordinates right after. I don't know,
but it seemed like that was an act of defiance. Like she says, I don't even know if this will work. Yeah.
So like okay, what? Okay, and Coop already had 3 sets of coordinates, but only 2 of them matched. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All. It seemed. I don't know. Like kill them all is kind of.
Well, yeah, that's a good. That's as good a guess as any, and we'll get there. But
that's true. That's too many.
We'll head to Hutch and Chantal, who get a wonderful conclusion to their storyline this episode. Love me some Tim Roth and Jennifer Jason Leigh here together, where they wait in their van outside of Dougie Jones's home, and they're staking it out. They're ready for anything. And then 2 FBI cars arrive, and the agents find that there is nobody home. And they're like, what the fuck are these bozos doing here? And a couple of them head to Lucky 7 Insurance, while the main one tasks Wilson with sticking around to stake out the house. Wilson! Get on it! I fucking love it. I love it. While they head to Dougie's work. But we'll head to Dougie. See Coop laying comatose in a hospital bed. Nice little revelation there. Okay. Dougie is alive. He did live. Like, I lived, bitch. But Janie E and Sonny Jim sit at his side, and that's when Bushnell Mullins arrives. And he's there to comfort. He's there to comfort the best he can. And Sonny Jim's like, do comas have something to do with electricity? And Janie E goes, no. And Bushnell goes, well, this time it did. And like everything that happens before Dougie wakes up in the storyline is extremely funny.
Yeah, there was a key focus on the electricity though. With
and obviously like Sonny Jim, Richard was literally just exploded by electricity.
Yep. This the Mitchum brother that comes in and the next scene
it had
ends
something
with
to do
him.
with electricity and then smash cut away. Yeah, I mean, definitely very purposeful that we keep doing this. We keep repeating this. And followed by the Mitchum brothers, Bushnell Mullins is, and their assistants who bring food and then offer to stock the Jones home. It's the first time Janie E and Sonny Jim are meeting their, silent benefactors.
Wow. I mean, Coop really set himself up, he got
Dougie, in good.
I mean, this is like
Dougie's set for life. Like, I adore whatever happens there. They're gonna be fine. Janie E and Sonny Jim, they're good. But we then cut to Gordon Cole standing in the hotel at Buckhorn as the machines around him begin to buzz. Brief moment there. And then we'll head back to the hospital, where Janie E takes Sonny Jim to the bathroom, leaving Mullins alone with Cooper. He receives a call about the FBI agents at the insurance office looking for Dougie. Apparently they left about 10 minutes ago, and now they're on their way. And then Bushnell walks over to Dougie and is like, what the fuck are you up to, man? What is your deal? You are a mystery wrapped in an enigma, Mr. Jones. He does all that in one look. Just interesting. But then we'll head back to the Jones home, where Hutch and Chantal sit in their van and idly chat as Agent Wilson and another agent return to the Jones home. And I love the image of both of the cars sitting there as a limo pulls up, followed by a bus brought by the Mitchums, who go into the house, deliver a bunch of stuff, and while they're inside, a neighbor pulls up. He's credited here as a Polish accountant, which is funny. He approaches Hutch and Chantal, complaining that they are in his driveway. We are not in your driveway. Fuck off, asshole. That's what Chantal has to say. And when they refuse to move, he goes, fine, I'll move the car. He then pushes their van with his car. Chantel decides, fuck this, I'm going to shoot this guy. So she tries to shoot him, fails. He returns fire, successfully shooting Chantel. It turns into a shootout. Both Chantel and Hutch die. And then they drive away, unfortunately getting killed in the process. As the guy is satisfied with the work he's done when the car crashes into a pole, he turns around. The FBI finally jump out of their vehicle and arrest the man as Hutch's van catches on fire. The Mitchums stand there watching the whole thing with their guns drawn like, okay, I guess we don't need to do shit here. What the fuck is going on? What's wrong with this neighborhood?
It's just Dougie has infinite protection layers, like, I mean, it's just you don't want to fuck with Dougie, and if you get near that home, or just anything related to Dougie, you're fucked.
You're cooked. You're fucking
he'll either
cooked.
dip you, and you'll miss him, or it's just like, I don't know, you'll meet a pretty bad fate.
I love one of my favorite things about The Return specifically is that Hutch and Chantal they actually have the most normal conversations out of anybody in the show and have the most obscene jobs while doing it. Like, it's so fucking funny to watch them just have completely normal conversations. And then, they're nasty. They're disgusting people, like, Hutch even goes, "You on the rag?" to Chantel, which is just a terrible way to ask. And you shouldn't anyway. But and she goes, "So what if I am?" And he's like, "All right, that's a yes." It's
the last bag. She loves her chips. They got a simple life, I guess. And just love killing and eating.
I just love killing.
It's just that's
here
all
I go killing again. They're fucking ridiculous, man. So rest in peace, Hutch and Chantal. You're certainly in hell. But you lived one hell of a life in the process. So, there's that.
Yeah.
So last appearance for Hutch and Chantal. We will then move to Bushnell Mullins back at the hospital where he hears the humming. He hears the humming that's been heard previously only in the basement of the sheriff's station and the basement at the Great Northern and upstairs at the Great Northern.
Horn. Yes. Good old, it's interesting. Okay. I thought it was, I'm like, it felt like it was Coop. I don't know why before. It was just such a good noise. And I'm like, Coop stayed there. I guess he's there, and now that the electricity thing is a swarm, and I feel like it's just kind of anywhere there is electricity you can be if you're in the Black Lodge or waiting room or wherever. It's kind of like a peer into the world or waypoint. I don't know, but yeah, this at least everything happens to Dougie like when no one is looking, which is like the weirdest thing. Like
right, he has to be alone.
Yeah, and then like the FBI show up to his house right after he's left and put into a coma. They show up to the hospital right after he is left, or like, right. So it's to the outside world, like it wouldn't seem that there are like two Coops almost. It's like he really isn't there, but he is. So it's his effects are very well known, or at least with Janie E and Sonny Jim. Like we know he's there, but like everyone else, like they probably just, this dude isn't real. Like there's no way.
Right.
Mr. Jackpot's into almost getting killed a couple times, and then the Casino brothers actually befriend him, giving him everything he wants, a new car and then like goes into
like, this
coma.
Guy's a fucking myth. Yeah. It's too good. It's simply too good. Yeah. I love everything involving the Dougie Jones storyline. And while I'm so glad that Coop is back, it does suck that the Dougie Jones saga is over. But we don't have much time left. It was time for Coop to reemerge. But Dougie Jones is no more after this scene where Mike appears to Coop as he wakes up 100%. Finally, mentally and physically restored to his former self. He tells Cooper that the other one did not come back. He's still there. And he tells him, take this, and he hands Coop the ring. Cooper has Mike make another duplicate of himself with a strand of his hair, and the seed that we believe to be Dougie Jones.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's either the inciting event of Dougie, or he realizes he won't be able to return to Janie E and Sonny Jim. So it's like, just make another Dougie. And, it kind of feels weird, though, of like, I want to make a clone for Janie E and Sonny Jim to like give them this father figure or whatever.
Right.
But I guess I'm okay with it. Like, it's better than them being alone. I don't know.
Of course we'll see, but there is the fact that when Dougie came into their lives got better, and if he were to suddenly leave because Coop just woke up, it would be kind of like, okay, well, my dad left and my husband left, and now he became some other fucking guy, and there's
damn.
Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of like, okay, well, fuck me then, I guess. I guess we were just a footnote in somebody else's story, which is literally what they are.
Yeah. But no, he's, I like how, like, even Mike, though, was kind of just like, finally, dude. Like, holy shit, you waited long enough. Yeah, he's like, did you, I don't know, did you get all the time you need? Like, could he have done this earlier? Like, was Dougie just supposed to self-execute, in an outlet?
That might be why he kept looking at outlets. Like, it could have just been like, you gotta do this at some point, buddy, figure it out. He
just never had a metal object to stick in there until he just was fed.
And that's why, but that's the other thing, is that these little things that led him there. He had to do all the stuff to get there. I don't know. Like,
that's
there's layers.
Yeah, he wouldn't have a plane back to Washington without going through all this.
That's right. Yeah. Needed to befriend the Mitchum brothers. He needed to do all this in order to get to where he needs to be. But it's after Coop wakes up, Janie E and Sonny Jim arrive, followed by Bushnell Mullins, and Cooper is all of a sudden completely with it. He is all the way in. Bushnell, if you would not mind grabbing my suit, fetch the doctor. She'll be sending me home. And Janie E and Sonny Jim are like, holy shit, okay. Sonny Jim makes the comment that Dad sure is talking a lot.
It's the most he's talked ever. Like, I feel like within these last... Like, if you gather every single word that he has said.
Oh yeah, he says more words here.
Yeah, he's going on a run.
You seem to be much better. Like, Bushnell Mullins is like, you're coming out of this thing strong as a fucking bull, dude. What the hell? And I love that we get what is one of my favorite returns here. Underrated return, not the return of Coop. But the doctor is played by Belinda Logan, who has made one appearance before in the show and was Louie, the secretary who helped Ben Horn in one episode, who I absolutely fucking adored. Yes, that's my girl Louie.
There had to be something. I'm like, there has to be something more to Louie. I'm like, there can't be just this one weird cameo.
She's not even credited as Louie. She's credited as Doctor. She's not playing the same character, I don't think. Headcanon, Louie goes to med school, moves to Vegas, becomes a doctor, and it's all connected because she has to be there when Dougie wakes up to let him, or when Coop wakes up to let him go. That's my headcanon. But Louie, my girl,
Louie
she's back.
Returns.
And for second and last appearance for Louie. But that's that. She's like, yeah, it does sound like a good idea. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You're incredible.
Yeah.
But it's then
that heart rate was 60, I think. Like, I mean, bro was
the dude's
like, just
he's
perfect.
Set. He is
a
good.
Beat per second. I mean, that's just poetic almost. I feel like it's just he's just like, it is crazy how he is basically like Jesus. Like, Jesus
he's
has
the
actually
perfect man.
Come back. He is just and he's Kyle MacLachlan. I don't know. He's just and he's Coop. It's just, there is no better equivalent. I feel like
there isn't. But that's the greatest television character that's ever lived, and he's fucking back, baby. Cooper tells Bushnell here, I'm gonna need to borrow the .38 snub nose you keep in your left shoulder holster, and he's like, okay, Dougie, yeah, sure, man, whatever. And that's a funny thing to just be like, yeah, man, here's my gun. But He's like, you seem to be with it, so here you go. And he's like, all right, now reach out to the Mitchum brothers for me. Tell them that I'm bringing my family to the Silver Mustang Casino, and I need a plane to Spokane, Washington. I'll be there in 20 minutes. And Cooper gives Mullins a message. Dude, I love it. I love it. Cooper gives Mullins a message to read to Cole, and he gives his farewells. Mm-hmm. Cooper leaves with the Jones family as the FBI arrives at the hospital.
Yes, this and the song playing in the background, and then I'm like, this isn't the end. Like I'm like, this is good enough to be the end of the episode, but like, we still got a little more. You know, there's still more to go, and I'm like, are we in there? Or is he actually returning to the town this episode? You know, that's I thought we were just gonna land and be there, but there's 2 episodes left. You know, I feel like this is
plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
We'll get
it's
there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
But this was
there. We're almost there, baby. He's almost back. But yeah, as he's leaving, Bushnell asks, "What about the FBI?" And Coop replies, "I am the FBI."
That's fucking right. That's
fucking sick.
Yes, you
That's
are.
so fucking sick.
And if he is Gordon Cole, he really, really means it. You know, like, I mean, he's the director of the FBI. You know, he actually is every single person in the FBI, bro. I mean, he is the world, I think, actually. You know, this world is his.
Every individual
dream.
is just a version of you.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Kendrick said it best. And yeah, I mean, and especially with at the end of the episode, it's making me think that even more a little bit. Yeah, this a little more, you know. It's not just I'm fucking back and I'm him. It is kind of I'm back and I'm extra him. Like I am myself and
I am
more.
Absolutely him.
Yes,
I am definitely them. But Coop leaves with the Jones family as the FBI arrives. We will then head to the hotel bar where Diane smokes and receives a text that reads, smiley face, all. Immediately, you can tell something is terribly, horribly fucked up. Like, she wakes up.
Yep.
Essentially, you know, like that was what it seemed to me. Like, I didn't know that the all meant anything. It felt like an activation phrase. Like, when you see this combination of things, you'll know your end has come, basically. Yep. Like, and you'll remember. And I don't know what the advantage of that is for Mr. C. But,
more fear, maybe. You know,
yeah.
He played on the fear with her. So I feel like there's fear. She didn't have fear before. You know, she was
Laura Dern,
chilling.
So fucking easily the performance of the episode. Like, it's not even close for me. Obviously, we love seeing Kyle MacLachlan back as Coop, playing Coop for the first time in forever. But this is Laura Dern's best moment of the series. And she's absolutely fucking killing it. And whenever she goes, I remember. And she's like on the verge of tears, and then she responds with a series of numbers, 48551420117163963956. She's like, maybe that'll work. And you're like, what?
Yeah, okay.
And then we get the fucking gnarliest needle drop I've ever heard in my fucking life, which is a callback to the first episode. We get Muddy Magnolia's American Woman slowed down, chopped and screwed Twin Peaks version, which is not available on streaming services, which is a fucking travesty because I fucking love it.
Oh my God. No, yeah, but it made me nervous as hell. I mean, I'm like, what is about to go down? I was like, wait, is she, like, she has me, I don't know, this is not good. She's very nervous. She's like, is she going to shoot herself? Is she going to shoot everyone? Like, there's 3 agents in there. They all have guns. I'm like, this is not.
And they obviously, they show inside the handbag is a gun. And you're like, okay, great. And then that whole scene, just building the tension, is just her walking through the hotel. So fucking good. And she ultimately gets up to the room where Gordon, Albert, and Tammy are stowed up in. And she agrees to finally tell them about the night that Coop visited her. She recounts the evening. 4 years, she thinks, after Coop's disappearance, or after she'd talked to Coop last, or heard from Coop last. The doppelganger abruptly showed up at her house. No knock, no doorbell. And she was so excited to see him. The doppelganger only wished to know about FBI activities, though, and she thought, okay, he's been out of the game for a while. Let's just see. Maybe he's just excited. All right. He then leans in to kiss her. And the way she delivers this line echoes the way Mike says the line in like episode 2 or 3 or whatever, whenever he goes, something's wrong. And she says, whenever his lips touched mine, and we'd only kissed once before that. So again, just a nice little character history building moment that Diane and Coop did have romantic attachments prior to the unpleasantness with Caroline. But something was wrong. Yeah, as soon as their lips touched, something was wrong. And it caused her to be terrified. He then smiled at her, which is the smiling part of the message. And then she says very candidly, no holds barred, he raped me. And she says it with tears in her eyes and almost like she's living it again. And she says that after that, he took her to like an old gas station, just like an old gas station. And then she goes, I'm in the sheriff's station. I'm in the sheriff's station. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? Diane becomes increasingly upset, and the repeated looks between Cole at the bag and like noticing her reach in and take stuff out and reach in and take stuff out. So good. So fucking good. Ultimately, until the point whenever she becomes so upset when she says, I'm not me. I'm not me. She draws the gun in her purse, and Albert and Tammy react in time, shooting her before she abruptly disappears.
Poof. Sheriff station? Or she was already there, or like she needed. Is she? I don't.
Sheriff station. Yeah, Gordon Cole has the same question. And Tammy goes, "Holy shit! Holy shit! That was real. That was an actual tulpa. What the fuck?" I know we've been talking a lot about it, but my God, I've been hanging out with that woman.
You can't quite undeny, or that's undeniable there. Like there was a person in front of you, you shot them. They are no longer there. Okay.
One of my favorite details is that there's bullet holes in the chair where she was sitting. 4 bullet holes, the exact amount of bullets that were fired at her. But there's not like blood or anything.
Nope.
Which almost implies that she wasn't there at all. And again, goes back to the kind of, I noticed something was strange when she hugged me. Like there's a weird, unreality to it. But Gordon has the same question we all do, which is, sheriff station?
I have a feeling I know which sheriff station.
Yeah, you gotta know.
I know. But is it Diane? Is it someone else that I know? That is I don't like that seems weird. I'm like, I don't know
she's
why.
saying it like she's there right now.
Yeah. And I don't like Lucy. Like, why would Diane be Lucy? I feel like that's just kind of a weird, because she is the doppelganger of someone, and I think it makes sense. She's the doppelganger of herself, like
of Diane. Yeah, that's how
the other
work.
Version of Diane out there that I haven't seen yet, I guess, or or Janie E, sister. I hate her. They are just like polar opposites. Like, is that actual Diane? But then Coop, I feel like when he came back, he would have said something. There would have been there's something. So it's like
that's why I'm like, no, you're on the right track. There is Diane is a tulpa of Diane. There is a doppelganger of Diane, and you have not seen the real Diane.
Okay.
And the implication to me is almost that the real Diane is trapped like Coop was, because she got taken to the old gas station and emerged new,
Yeah.
And this also gives us the added layer that the Tulpas, the doppelgangers, don't always know that they are fake.
Yeah.
Like they don't know that they're real. They don't know that they're not real. Like obviously Mr. C does. Obviously Dougie Jones didn't. Like there's an interesting way to kind of, but that also implies that they are imbued with the memories and the existence of who they are a doppelganger of, because if she was a Tulpa of Diane and had no idea she was a Tulpa of Diane until the end here and was like, holy shit, I'm not me. I'm not real. What the fuck? It adds a layer to that moment at the beginning with Mr. C kind of crying when he sees, not crying, but tearing up when he sees Richard die. Like there is a part of him that is still Coop, fundamentally somewhere in there. There is Coop at the base.
Yeah, but just so corrupted that it barely comes out. It's 99.99%.
Yeah, it's covered up fucking completely. But it's in there. But yeah, we there's that revelation. Diane's a Tulpa, and then we see as Diane appears in the red room where Mike tells her that you were manufactured. She responds with the classic Diane line, "I know, fuck you." Her face breaks open, releasing black smoke and a seed before she disintegrates.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. Spoke forward. However, which I believe normal Coop, whenever he was first in there, spoke forwards.
That's true. Yes.
So yeah, I don't that wasn't like weird, but yeah, now I mean it happened to Dougie right when he was in there, happened to Diane right when she went in there. I feel like this is
what happens to the Tulpas. If you come back to the Black Lodge, you're done.
Yep. And
good game. You had a good run. Sorry.
Your seed is just taken. That's the only thing that will remain, I guess. They just got a room full of this shit. Or is just
the golden orbs, the fucking
replant.
balls, the brass balls on this guy.
Yeah, maybe just a little replant. This is the cycle of things. This is why. I don't know. Things repeat themselves. Is just a soul. It's the same souls being used over and over. But born again, is what would that seed be used for? Is it to birth Diane again? Is it to birth the same actual being, or now I'm getting too much. I'm applying too much logic, I feel like, to this thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
it is just the
hard
soul.
to say. It is just this version. It's just the seed. Like Coop pulls his hair out earlier when he needs to regrow him.
Yeah.
They don't have Diane DNA in there. They just have the seed for her. So it's like, hard to say what they're like for. Strictly, are they even the essence of the person at all, or are they just the seed to grow a body, and then you need the DNA of whoever you are creating a Tulpa of?
I see. Yeah, like in more of an egg, I guess, waiting.
Right.
Yeah, to be fertilized by some Coop hair. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is there a Coop and Diane baby on the weird baby Black Lodge being on the way? Yeah, is that like a? But,
we don't got enough time for this shit, dog.
Yeah, I know.
We don't got enough time if that's the case. That would be a nightmare. We'll head to the casino where Coop brings Janie E and Sonny Jim, and the Mitchums take notice of his different behavior. They're like, "God damn, dude, what's up?" And he tells them, "Give me a moment. I got to say goodbye to my family." He tells Janie E and Sonny Jim that he has to leave, but appreciates the time he spent with them. He gives them a big hug. And Janie E seems to intuit that he is not Dougie, as he does say, Dougie, I will be back. And she goes, you're not Dougie. And Sonny Jim goes, what the fuck? What do you mean you're not Dougie? What do you mean you're not you're my dad? You're my dad. He goes, I am your dad, Sonny Jim. I am your dad.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh man, this is not, a situation that anyone finds themselves in. I don't think this is a Coop only situation. This isn't in any textbook, how to
way
deal
to handle
with your
this
non-family as you wake back up.
Well,
from
and
a
that's
coma.
the thing is that like, what are the ethics here? Because they are biologically, that is his son. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a clone of him created this child, that's his baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like,
yeah. Well,
hard to say.
I don't know. This is an interesting thought experiment of what to do. He does tell him, like, I will return. Like, don't worry.
Dougie,
I will be back.
I will be back.
Yeah.
So he promises to come back for them.
Yeah, like Bushnell, he's borrowing that gun. He said, I need to borrow your gun. So it's like
he has every intention of coming back to Vegas.
Mm-hmm. So, whether that's himself, I don't know, or this new being that is going to be created.
It'd be funny if the new being that's going to be created, he was like, now take my spot in the FBI. I'm going to go live a quiet life in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, if you could do it once, hey, Mike, give me another, give one for Janie E and Sonny Jim. Give one for the FBI that goes on to be Gordon Cole. And then Coop goes to be, who does Coop become? I don't know.
Coop.
Yeah, just Coop. Old Coop.
He gets to just
Coop.
live. Yeah.
And Harry's healed, actually, by the end. Just the fact that Coop is back, all of Harry's ailments are gone. He is just fully
now
back.
He's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and,
that'd be nice. That would be a perfect world, to be sure.
Does it seem that we're going there? I don't know.
The end of this episode definitely gives you hope, though, right?
Yeah, I'm a little more. I am a lot more hopeful, which is dangerous. I'm the ping pong or just the absolute back and forth.
The Coop stuff gives you hope. Yes, I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
The end of the episode, though, does that give you much hope for anything, or does that feel?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And we'll get there. We'll get there soon. But yeah, we're definitely heading in the right direction for Coop's story here, as he assures them Dougie will come back one day. And as he turns to walk away, Janie E chases him down, and understanding that he is not Dougie, she says, whoever you are, thank you. And I don't know why that really gets me. I don't know if it's just I think it's just one of those things that Coop really needs to fucking hear. Like, it's been so fucking long, and he's been stuck, and he's done a rather thankless job for a very long time. And now I don't know, like, him getting this moment where someone doesn't have to know who he is or what he's doing or what his greater purpose is, but you've helped me and you've helped my son, and thank you. I love it. And again, Naomi Watts is incredible here.
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan does a great job. They share a kiss. And again, that's why I'm like, he remembers everything that happened while he was Dougie. It's not like that's a mystery to him.
He was thankful for it too. He's like, yeah, my heart was full because of you guys. Like, thank you so much. Like, and maybe it was like, he didn't have total control of like what he was doing, but he still remembered everything that was going on. So yeah, it was like you gave me a family while I was Dougie, and now sorry, now I'm back to best FBI agent on planet Earth, so I gotta go, babe. I love how it is like, I have to go. I must leave. Like this, but it's like, on one hand corny, but it's like, no, it's like, this is the ultimate stakes actually for the world. This isn't FBI, this is actual world saving shit.
This is everything. This is everything. And I love that Coop walks past the Mitchum brothers, waves them on, and they get going. And when they sit in the car, they're like, so Spokane, Washington, huh? And he explains, yes, I need to go to I need to get there. And we cut to like the Las Vegas Strip briefly as they drive down it. And then we cut back inside the car after Coop has explained himself, and they're like, okay, so we love Dougie. We love Dougie. We would do anything for Dougie. But what you're saying is that you are not Dougie. You are an FBI agent who's been missing for 25 years. You need to get to a sheriff's station in a town called Twin Peaks.
Yep.
And you need us to get you there as soon as possible. And he's like, yep, that's about the size of it. And he goes, I love the way they say, we are not traditionally welcome in such places or by such people, especially, law enforcement types. And Cooper's like, I understand, gentlemen. I understand completely. But everything's going to change, boys. I have been witness to the fact that you have hearts of gold. And they celebrate together. And it's the first time Candy speaks without being spoken to ever.
Yeah.
When she says, they really do. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that's...
They're not traditionally welcome. Doesn't Coop say that whenever he's headed into Twin Peaks? And traditionally, the local law enforcement doesn't, bode well.
That's true. Yes.
Or something like he says something like that. I feel like, and now he's like, nah, actually, I do understand. That was exactly the way I felt going into this town. But boys, dudes, just wait.
You're down. You've helped me out. We'll help you out. Which is hilarious for Coop to be willing to overlook what is inevitably a laundry list of crimes that the Mitchum brothers have committed. They were ready to murder this guy.
Yep. That was not the first time they've done that.
No, that's been done.
But they're just
what's
best
in the
pals.
Pie? Is that a cherry pie?
Yes, they're gonna have a Norma. He's gonna give them some of Norma's cherry pie, and they're gonna be like, "Holy,
that's the
fuck.
dream! That's the dream." Unfortunately, Norma has made her last appearance in the show, so
they got the to-go, the drive-through. Maybe they
got the to-go.
They get it quickly.
Got the RR to go. But we'll head to Twin Peaks, but we're gonna head to the Roadhouse. What we think is Twin Peaks, and what we think is the Roadhouse, where.
True. Yeah.
The MC welcomes Edward Louis Severson, who performs Out of Sand. Audrey and Charlie arrive and order drinks at the bar while Charlie toasts to them. Audrey stubbornly toasts to Billy. The MC then introduces, ladies and gentlemen, Audrey's Dance. And we hear that iconic sultry jazz arrangement. Wow, wow, wow. The floor clears for her to dance. The crowd sways back and forth to the song as Audrey dances essentially like she used to in her teenage years, like we saw her do at the Double R very early on in the show. And I mean, gorgeous scenery, gorgeous moment, great performance. Love, you love seeing it, but you're also like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because not only do
normal.
And again, going back to the whole dreamer, who's the dreamer? Do we live inside a dream thing? And then we speculate that David Lynch is the dreamer and Gordon Cole is like the dreamer, and like all that stuff. To introduce the song from the show that is only played once in the show.
Breaking the fifth
when it was non-diegetic. When it's always been non-diegetic. They're like, you can hear this, and the characters can hear this. That's only happened once, and it was at the Double R early on in the show. And then it was on a jukebox. And then it was not called Audrey's Dance. I can't imagine it was anyway, as it was on a fucking jukebox. Here we are introducing the show, introducing it as Audrey's Dance, and she dances for an audience, on TV. I don't know. It feels like there's a layer to this where they're going, the characters are trapped in a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they are. And they are, also actors. We are seeing, are we seeing the literal actor form, or are we seeing the out of universe form of Audrey there? I think the most logic I can give this is I really love the line of David Lynch or Gordon Cole being the dreamer. kind of the show. He created, he directs the show. He dictates what is going to be on screen, and kind of like in a dream, it isn't one continuous story. Like you could be going on one storyline and then you pop over to the most tangent thing ever for just a second, and then you're back, or whatever. And maybe it is kind of like that just the thought of Audrey was had, and this is how Coop or whoever thought of Audrey in this way with this song, and it's like, and that's why I don't know, like it is I don't know how to track kind of Audrey going out, though, that like how she actually is like, get me out of here, and she does leave like the show.
Well, and seemingly. Again, the moment when she says get me out of here, she's looking directly at the fucking camera. She's looking down the lens. Obviously it pans to Charlie, but when she's saying it, she runs towards the camera and yells into it, get me out of here.
And
after a person cracks a bottle over another person's head, a fight breaks out. She runs over, asks, get me out of here. And suddenly, as she looks straight on at Charlie, she finds herself in a white room looking straight into a mirror. She begins to panic. We cut to black, and Audrey's dance begins to play again, this time in reverse.
Yes.
Which is the important part, that it plays in reverse.
It's so like crazy how a song just sounds so much more eerie in reverse. Like it does sound just so, it is sultry, but there is this air of unease to it when it is played
absolutely.
Forward, I guess.
Well, and then they add this, they add a layer to it that always existed in the context of it being eerie, but like towards the back end of that song, there's that rising tension of a note that just keeps going. It just keeps climbing, just and it just keeps going and going until it's like it becomes all you can hear. And that's when the fight breaks out, and that's when she yells, get me out of here, and all that stuff. And then the song plays backwards from there.
The future, past, what's really the first, chicken or the egg, is not even a question here. Like they both came first, actually, and I think that's what this show.
They both always existed.
Yeah. So it's, I think.
So let me ask you then: the white room she finds herself in, and the fact that we find the music begins to play backwards. Those that would seem to imply that she is stuck, which we were already pretty good on. We were like, it feels like she can't leave, she can't get out of this house. But then she leaves the house, she shows up at the roadhouse. We obviously don't see her leave the house. We don't see her anywhere between her house and the roadhouse. She just shows up there. No knock, no doorbell. It's just there.
Tulpa. We got I'm not me. I don't feel like myself. Diane's not her. I feel like, Shelly, maybe. And like half of her is definitely still there, though. She's living the most normal life out of all of them. But then she has this weird, whoever the fuck Pabst Blue Ribbon is. But it feels like the only part of her that is not her. But maybe it is
those
just
mentions
her going
of
back.
Tina, who is that one woman's mom, who is also sleeping with Billy. Are Tina and Audrey different people? They have to be, because Charlie does refer to Audrey as Audrey repeatedly. But if she's not me, I'm not her. What?
Yeah. And who's Billy? Still, I need, we still don't get Billy.
And we never will. Billy's been mentioned for the last time.
Good.
This is the conclusion of this story. Like there is no more Audrey. This is the last scene with Audrey.
it doesn't feel like she's free. I was gonna say, yeah, the White Room, she's free of the show. She's actually good, but no, it does not seem that way. It
seems like a purgatory of some sort.
Yeah. The dressing room or literal waiting room.
Is she the dreamer? Give me a second. Did she ever wake up from her coma? Is she the dreamer? Is she a dreamer?
Yeah.
Dreams can sometimes hearken a truth.
Yeah.
A line that she said expressly.
Yeah. Because that's all we ever heard from her was that she was in a coma, and then we just randomly see her in her house with Charlie. And so, I guess I just thought, oh, well, she woke up from her coma. I guess, I didn't even kind of think of that at all. But yeah, is she even? Yeah, you're still alive. But
does she exist? Does she exist? Actually, is there a real? It also recontextualizes every single time we've been to the Roadhouse this season. The only times that I feel like it doesn't is James and when other characters are there. But every time we just pop in and it's those random
ass people,
and you don't know who you're looking at or what they're talking about.
Yeah, that girl that got fired from her job and had that.
Yeah, let's say let's say Audrey's in a mental asylum, which is what the White Room implies. That's what a sanitarium looks like. Every time we're at the Roadhouse and somebody else isn't there, is that where we are? Kind of, are we in a quote unquote madhouse, as it were?
I mean, all the people in there
whenever maybe orderlies come over and pick up that girl out of wherever she's sitting and set her on the floor, and she crawls away and screams and all of that stuff.
Yeah, they all felt very dreamlike, and that's just the show, kind of at large. But definitely, when there weren't characters there that we knew, it was what the fuck am I watching? How does this relate at all? And then, but I'm feeling the same way with Audrey and Charlie. So and I feel you're in a coma. You don't know you're in a coma. Kind of like a tulpa. Maybe you don't know you are a tulpa, but when you're in a coma, that's all you do is dream like that. Or if you're lucky, I don't know. What is the brain activity? You're still breathing. You still got electricity pumping through. Maybe that is all it takes. But yeah, she I don't feel like is the dreamer. Gordon Cole kind of makes a lot he feels like he is or Laura being the dreamer. But maybe it is a collect. Maybe it is any dream can have an effect. Doesn't need to be just one person. But with kind of going outside the show, feeling like Gordon Cole being Lynch himself, telling the characters what to do. He's the director of the FBI.
Right.
He is in creating all of these characters in the first place. They are literal figments of his imagination, and then he brings them to life with actors that are not actually that person, but just acting like them. Yeah, I feel like it is a show's the fourth wall was broken, and then the fifth wall was built back up again. It's a weird, I don't know how to really. It's not just a Deadpool fourth wall break. This is a thing bigger than just looking at the camera and talking to the audience. It is just kind of
it's almost
style.
Including you. It's almost like whenever Bobby stands up at Laura's funeral and goes, "We all saw it, and none of us did a fucking thing about it." It's almost like he's saying, "Fuck you for not being able to do anything about it." Which is so funny. And I mean, That's what it feels like sometimes. You want to help so bad. You want to be able to put things right. You want to be able to make things go the way you want them to go, and you simply can't. You have no control over it. Which is a lot like life in general, which is why, like, Twin Peaks, I think it's just got so much beauty in all the darkness, and we are heading into the last 2 episodes. We're heading to the penultimate episode of the series next week. And man, you're in for it.
No,
you're in for it.
It's the Infinity War to the end game. This is the.
Yeah. I mean, like we're gonna reach the end, like the end. You're gonna go, what the fuck? Like I'm not exaggerating. That's like it's. When it comes to resolution, you'll get some.
Yeah. I'm not
some.
I'm not like I wanted to be careful. I'm very theory heavy, and I want a lot of I want some questions to be answered. But this is I've learned some things are better left.
David Lynch famously once said that Eraserhead was his most spiritual film, and when asked to elaborate, he said no.
No.
Like that's
no.
He famously leaves it up to you. Like it is you who has to do some heavy lifting. He did what he had to do, and he's gone.
Yeah,
and that's that. But
this man, we're seeing his brain on, like, this is the season, seasons 1 and 2, it was there, you could tell, but this is like untapped, and this is just what he's thinking. He's sitting in that room with all those electrical devices and shit, I don't know how it all comes together. I don't know if I ever will, but electricity bad, I used to love technology. I wanted to. That's all I thought about. Now it's like, no, wait, what the?
No. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah,
oh, dude. I'm looking at the schedule. Of course, I'm gonna do some plugs here. Last week, on Friday the 16th, we discussed Wild at Heart. David Lynch, one of David Lynch's movies, over on the Cinementalists, Cinementalists, yes, over there, Wild at Heart, which was a day after the 1-year anniversary of David Lynch's passing. Today, this episode is releasing on the 19th, and tomorrow is his birthday. So hopefully you celebrate a little bit with another David Lynch viewing of some sort. Maybe you go ahead and polish the show off. If you're a first-time viewer, don't wait for us. Go ahead and celebrate right. But also, this is just an in-show thing. I forget that February 2nd is Groundhog Day. Which is the day that our last episode is coming out. And going to the movie Groundhog Day, where a guy continuously lives the same day over and over and over and over and over again, and that time loop sort of thing, and the future past, time play sort of element. Is it future? Is it past? Are we going to have 4 more weeks of winter? It feels fairly poetic to end on Groundhog Day, in my opinion.
I hope we don't see the shadow version of himself. I hope the shadow is not seen, and that it is all light. The shadow stays in. And what does that mean for winter? If you see the shadow, it's more winter. Or if you don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, boss. I've never gave a shit because it's not real.
It's like, and what one groundhog do we watch come out of its hole?
Punks who Tommy Phil.
It's just what a weird, I don't know, but a weird coincidence that lines up. I like the Lynch coincidence, or line up the Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart coming the day after his passing. This episode coming the day before his birthday. I'm going to fill
Future
this
past
gap
of
here,
it.
16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. For those who don't know, we obviously get out ahead of ourselves. We're only recording on January 7th. I'm going to fill 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 with David Lynch viewings. That is now my official, that's a Lynch festival weekend, 15th through 20th. Go ahead and binge those shits because
be a weird
the
week
greatest of all
for
time.
a couple days. That's gonna be a strange, but good couple of.
Yeah. Oh, I love those movies, man. I love those movies, and I always itch to watch them again in January for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is, and maybe it is just that it is the anniversary of his passing, and it was his birthday and all that stuff.
It's your birthday too.
It is my birthday too. I've always felt a kinship for that reason. He's on the cusp as far as a astrological sign. He's right between Capricorn and Aquarius. And I being a Capricorn, I've always been like, nah, you're not. You're a Capricorn. Join us. But
join us.
Join us.
Yes.
You will join us. Love the man's work, love his art, and I can't get enough of it. So we've only got 2 episodes of The Return left. Like I said, we covered Wild at Heart last week on The Sentimentalists. This week we are covering In the Mood for Love, not Lynch, but another incredible director, Wong Kar-wai, and we're going to top the month off on The Sentimentalist with a movie called Moonstruck, which is another Nick Cage movie in connection to Wild at Heart. Obviously, we got one of Laura Dern's best performances of The Return so far this week. And last week on The Sentimentalist, we discussed Wild at Heart, which is the movie that took Lynch away from season 2 of Twin Peaks. So there's that. Lots of connections, lots of fun connections. We also have a show called Geek With Me. Not sure what we're doing there right now. I know that whenever this show concludes, we have a lot of opening up to do on Geek With Me. Leaves us a lot of opportunity. So we got that to look forward to. But our most recent episode was a live commentary of Star Wars The Force Awakens on Christmas, or the day after Christmas. So if you're into Star Wars, you ought to check it out. If you like The Force Awakens, you ought to check it out. And if you don't, maybe we'll change your mind about some things. But with that, I think we can conclude this episode of Fire Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast. Leave a 5-star rate and review and download wherever you might be listening. We appreciate you for joining. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, I am the FBI.